With rave reviews of 8.9, today we're diving into an incredibly thrilling movie that takes you on an amazing journey. A lady speeds on the road, opens her trunk for a lighter, but her clothes fly everywhere. Subtitle: Another high-heeled shoe is blown away. Night falls, a car shivers in storm, with a family of 3 inside. Due to the downpour, visibility was poor. Soon, a flat tire warning flashed. Dad rushed out to check, and found the high heel from earlier was the culprit. Poor Dad is stuck changing the tire in the pouring rain. Talk about a rough night. Just then, the boy taps the window. Mom, inboard. Time for fun. Mom decides to amuse him. But as she leans back, fate has a twist in store. She spots her wife sprawled out in a puddle of blood. The man rushes over like a beater honey, only to find his wife bleeding and writhing on the ground. The driver quickly exits to check, sees the woman's critical state, and tries to call for help, but the storm knocks out his phone signal. Left with no choice, the driver takes the injured Alice's family to the nearest motel, only to discover the phone there is toast too. Luckily, the motel owner gives the driver a glimmer of hope. A hospital is just 30 miles east. The driver tells the man to stay with his injured wife while she hits the road for an ambulance, but she's just an assistant. Meanwhile, the diva in the car's like, "Get me out of this dump, stat." It is not about to sleep in that rundown motel, but the driver yanks the diva out of the car. No chance for her to protest, and off they go. Mid-drive, the driver meets a lady in red who says, "My car's floating away. Can you give me a lift?" Without hesitating, the driver says, "Hop in." And they're back on the road. Upon learning where they're heading, the lady in red drops a bombshell: the road ahead. Totally flooded. Her own car conked out right there, yet the driver decides to give it a go. There's always hope, right? Even if it's a glimmer, she refuses to back down. But soon enough, the driver's car is stuck in raging waters, and in her despair, she spots another car approaching. The driver frantically waves down the approaching car, which happens to be a young couple. She pleads for their help, saying someone's hurt and they need to reach a hospital 30 miles away. But they reply, "The other road is blocked too. That's why we came back this way." Left with no choice, the driver takes the couple back to the motel, and as soon as they arrive, she checks in on Alice. But alas, poor Alice is on the brink of death, and there's nothing the driver can do. Soon enough, an unfamiliar man appears outside the motel, a detective. He says he's transporting a prisoner, but the rain has blocked his route, so he needs a room. At this moment, the driver eagerly asks if they have a radio on board to call for help. The detective tries to call for rescue, but, surprise, surprise, the storm has fried the radio signal. So, it means everyone is now completely cut off from the outside world. To prevent infection, the driver asks to patch up Alice's wounds with a simple needle and thread. After doing what she can, the driver notices the little boy hasn't said a word, raising her suspicions. She asks the boy if he's been shocked because he hasn't uttered a single word since the crash. But Alice's husband explains the boy's always been this way since his dad bailed 2 years ago. His mood has been off since, so the driver decides not to dwell on it too much. The detective brings the prisoner to room 10 and promptly plops him down on the toilet. Next, he checks on Alice in room 4 and compliments the driver's stitching skills. Learning the detective still can't reach anyone outside, the driver suggests they take turns watching the radio for help. But shockingly, the detective refuses her suggestion. He seems to have his own secrets. Meanwhile, the diva is determined to escape, braving the rain to find some signal. But out of nowhere, she spots something terrifying, and her scream jolts the driver awake. The bewildered driver hurries outside to check, only to discover nothing at all. The driver heads to the laundry room, puzzled by what happened, and hears bizarre noises coming from a washer. Cautiously, she opens it, only to see something that makes her hair stand on end. To her horror, it's none other than the diva's head. Before she can process it, the motel owner and the detective arrive on the scene. After surveying the site, the detective spots a key for room 10 next to the severed head. And more importantly, the room where the detective is staying is exactly room 10. The detective suddenly has an epiphany, and the trio rushes back to the room. And sure enough, it was found that the prisoner escorted by the inspector had vanished without a trace. Could the escaped prisoner be the one who offed the diva? The shocking murder combined with the fugitive in the mid sends everyone into a frenzy. Nobody knows the reason behind the diva's demise or if they'll be next on the chopping block. As tensions rise, the driver tries to calm everyone down, assuring them they'll catch the killer. But with the environment being what it is, good luck getting anyone to chill out. The conversations get heated, and one lady named Ginny panics, exclaiming she's out of this cursed place. But just as Ginny turns to leave, she bumps right into the returning detective. The detective had been outside looking for the diva's remains, but found nada. To ensure everyone's safety and uncover the truth behind the murder, the driver and the detective decide to split up and search for the diva's body. The others stay in one room, but the lady in red is furious and declares she won't share space with the motel owner. If the owner sticks around, she's taking the driver and bailing. Turns out, the motel owner has always looked down on the lady in red, causing all sorts of tension. The driver, left with no options, reluctantly goes with the owner to search for the remains. The owner stomps off in anger, and the driver learns from the detective that the escaped prisoner is a serial killer. If they can't stop him soon, they all might be toast by morning. With that said, they split up. Meanwhile, the owner secretly sneaks into the diva's room. Subtitles. She seems to be rifling through something. Could it be that the motel owner is the murderer? Meanwhile, back in the room, Ginny is dead set on getting out of the ASAP. She storms out without a care, and her boyfriend Jack rushes after her. He won't let his pregnant girlfriend go alone.